Last recording I want to talk about how to use images as links. Really, it's not terribly complicated. The only thing you need to do is put the image inside of the ahref tag. So that's not terribly complicated. So I'm going to go to my images page now, and here's a Voker PNG picture that's already installed, and I want to make that a link so that it links to a different page. ahref equals, I'm going to send it to my website. Not the best typing day. All right, so now we're on that page. How do I know this is a link? That's the downside of using images as links, is they're kind of hard to see that they're links, but if you hover, your mouse changes shape. Now, why is that saying go to Voker's website? Because the image itself probably has a title. There it is. You can put that title in either the image, since it's a link. You can also put it in the ahref tag and say title equals go to Voker's website. Either one, when you hover on the image or the link, I personally wouldn't put it in both, because then the browser's got to figure out which one of these am I supposed to do, both, and flash them. I don't know what it does. Don't do both. But I can sense that this is a link. Other browsers like IE, and I hate to launch this, but it should be IE 11. Probably take forever. With all of its lovely warnings and stuff. That wasn't bad. Other browsers, like the older versions of IE, and I thought I saw that. In one of my versions of IE, it put a blue border around this to designate that it's a link. It's not doing it here. And I click it, yes, and off it goes to my website. If your browser puts a blue border around your picture, and I wouldn't want a blue border around this picture of my granddaughter, because then there's this blue box that's screwing up my image. If you don't want the border and it's showing up, now right now it didn't show up in IE, I thought in my office, I swear it did, then format it. In your CSS, we can say for all of my images, and they would go here. All of them. I don't care where they are. I don't want any border on them. And if I need a border, I'll customize it. So I'm just going to say border : none. And that way, if the border is showing up, it won't. Or if the border is there, if the browser is showing the border, this will stop it from showing. Now, in this example, it doesn't need it. In my office, I did. Don't know why. So that's an image link. It's easy. And if you want to pop up, then put the title either in the image or the link. You can make this a mail to link. You can make it a link to another site, to the same site, anywhere. And you saw on my webpage when we were doing the on-page links, I used an image called top, or that said top, that took me back to the top of the page. Those are all image links. So you can link to anything using an image. The one other thing that people will occasionally use an image link for, and this is my granddaughter Peyton, she doesn't look anything like that because that was last year and now she's 3. But anyways, image links, they will often use them for thumbnails. Thumbnails are small versions of a larger picture. When you create websites, you don't want to have a lot of large Canon EOS 16 megabyte pictures on your website. Resize them. But sometimes you want big pictures for people to see because there's a lot of detail. What most sites or what most experts will then recommend you do is create a link that links the little picture to the big one. Now, I'm in the image links file. I don't see my Peyton image, so I'm going to go up. And then I have to go to images. So my link here is going to be up one, then images. And there's the full-blown patent PNG picture. JPEG picture, excuse me. Okay, that's the full-blown one. This is going to show replacing, it's going to take that picture and fill the browser with it.
So you want the SM one?
Don't I want the what?
Oh.
What'd you say? Just for the recording? No? Okay.
I thought you wanted the other picture.
No. Now this is, the SM is the small one. That's what I have here. So I'm going to the big one from the small one. So on my web page there's a small one. This is going to fill the browser. And the downside of filling your browser with a picture is there's no back button, there's no nothing. So this is another one of those. It's not bad to put it in a target. Whether you do so or not is up to you. Okay, and then indent this and end the tag. Save it. Refresh. Now this is the same, except it didn't turn into a link. Why not? Wow, that should have put an S on my page. Shouldn't have messed. I'm on the right page. Yes, yes. Didn't save it though. Didn't hit Control S. Hit S. F5 still shows up as a link. Right. But now when you click on this picture, it takes you to a much larger picture. In this case, just to save time, it's not even a much larger picture. This one would have fit fine in the web page. Right. But this could be a full-blown 16 megapixel picture. It might take a little while, but if somebody's interested in seeing the family photo, they'll wait for it to load. Versus having 20 of them on your main page and they're going, oh, this is taking forever, I'm going somewhere else. So image links can be used as just like any other link, but they can also be linked to another image. And by the way, you can link text to these images. What we're really demonstrating here is when you link to an image, the image itself fills the browser. One last thing, how to create a hover link. These are pretty cool and they're easy to do. What these links do is they change their appearance as you hover over them so that you can see that they're selected. They're cool. Web pages work very well without them, but these are pretty cool, so let's learn how to do them. What I'm going to say is that in my nav bar, in the CSS for my nav bar links, I'm going to steal this code that's down here off the screen so I can't see it very well. Let's see what happens when I copy this in the Mac and paste it back into Windows. That ought to be interesting. Kind of worked. A few extra blank lines. Text decoration. None. Why am I doing that? Oh, this is an A link, so I need to create different. This is not, can't go inside there. Okay, so this is a nav bar A link. The link itself, take the underline off. Why? Because I want to. What if you don't want your text links in your nav bar to all have underlines on them? You can take them off. This is a link that has not been visited. If you want to do the same thing for a link that has been visited so they don't change appearance, just underlining wise, just because you visited them, do the same thing. These are both optional. You can leave the lines on. And then finally, there's the Nav Bar Hover. This is the one we're really focusing on. With the text decoration, when I hover, to be underlined, and I'm going to change the color to maroon. So now whenever I hover over a link, it's going to put the line back on, and it's going to change its color. But only on the main page nav bar. It's kind of nice. It doesn't clutter my nav bar up with a bunch of lines, but when I touch it, we go, oh, that's a link. Oh, that's a link. Just touching it, the mouse pointer changes back into a hand. You should be able to see that it's a link. But you can do anything with these. Others I've seen will set the font size to, let's go 120%. As you touch it, make it a little bigger. Sounds like the Mac toolbar down here, right? Can't see it in the recording. Same kind of effect. Save it, F5, and hover. Gets a little bigger. And you can put shadows on it. You can do anything you want. It's just all defined inside this hover style. Mix and match to your heart's content until it looks absolutely gross. Kate, we're not done yet. Sorry. So that's a hover link. It's a nice style thing, kind of like the extra credit transition or transpose that you've been playing with in CSS class. It's fun, really necessary, but they're fun. I think that's the end of it. Yep. So, as promised, Wednesday is lab for you to work on the sites assignment. Basically, you're going to be adding pages and all these kinds of links to your websites. Even those of you with resumes probably have need to link to other sites, have need to link to do email links. You can always remove them